Hi everyone, I thought I'd do a quick video. Today I picked up some of the new Stynylrez colored primer. Although it's not that new, unbelievably. Badger's actually apparently had it out for about 6 months. But whoever does their marketing and their website probably should be unemployed. Found out about it a couple of weeks ago, and Rui at Strikeforce Hobbies was ordering in a whole batch of Stynylrez. He's got the full line now, so I'll put a link if you want to get a hold of him. And he's also got the full line of UMP, and it's all in stock. So you can do a nice 2-for-1 order, or 2-in-1 order of all the hard to find stuff. Anyway, they've got a green, a yellow, and a red. And I wanted to see what the colors were actually like and how they would look once they've dried, because the plastics in theory throwing things off. Anyway, a quick comparison, because I'm not sure how my camera shows up. This is Tamiya's olive green next to it. Let me see, hopefully I'm not casting too much of a shadow. It's paler, sort of more minty, old canned pea sort of color. The yellow, we'll compare that to the XF60 from Tamiya, the dark yellow, and it's more banana-y, if it makes sense. I don't want to say it's more yellow, it is what it is, but it's a little too bright and pale at the same time to match up. What I have done, we'll come back to that. I don't really have an actual decent red to compare this to, but this is Tamiya's Hall Red XF9, and it's got a little bit of an orange tinge to it. The Stynylrez does. Alright, let's move these out of the way. Move these ones out for a second. While I was playing around, or after playing around, what I did is I wanted to see if I could get close to this by mixing in some black Stynylrez with the yellow, new yellow, and I don't know if the camera's picking it up. That's fairly close to the Tamiya. So if anybody wants to replicate this and do just a yellow on their German armors, both their base and primer coat, and then put over top of that, this is 1 drop of black to 25 drops of the yellow. You might want to go to about 20 drops of yellow to 1 black, and then add them one at a time until you get what you're happy with. But the main reason I did this video was to compare the color in the bottle to actually sprayed and dried, because some colors just shift a tone or two or a shade when they're drying. As you can see, I'm not sure if the camera's actually picking it up, but by the time you allow for the gloss or the semi-gloss effect of the plastic on the bottle, that's about exactly the same as it was when it was wet. I don't know if you're picking any of that up, but it dries. That's probably a better match. Tip there, you can probably just make that out. It dries the same as it went on, and the same here. And it's also the same with this. By the time you allow for the plastic of the bottle giving it a little bit of shine on this light, it comes out the same. I was hoping this would be a nice color for to represent a metal primer, so you could do your armor or your vehicles, whatever, in this, and then chip down to it once you've got your other stuff on. But it's to my eye, for what I consider primer, it's just a shade or two light, and just a little bit too orangey. It might actually work for you. We'll get in a little bit closer. Keep in mind I don't have the best lighting here. And looking at it through the camera, it's looking a little bit redder than it actually is. But again, if you've got the black Stynylrez, one drop to probably about the same, probably about 20 drops of this red should darken it up to what I would consider a more normal metal primer color. However, that might be, depending on which country you're going for and which time frame, that may be the primer color you want, or what you want to represent your color. Anyway, it was sprayed on quickly, just on this old carcass. And Stynylrez, you have to shake the piss out of it. I don't know if you'll hear it in this one. You can kind of hear it. I put a metal nut in there, stainless steel metal nut. I normally actually use marbles in some of my paint and stuff like that, but the opening was too big for my marbles to fit. Alright, keep them where they are. I normally use something like that, but too big. So I went with the largest stainless steel nut that I could find lying around. And I've done that with the other Stynylrez as well. You can hear it a little bit better in the black. Well, actually you can't. There's enough missing out of that. All you're hearing is the sloshing, but there's a nut in there. You can faintly hear it. It does speed it up a whole lot and blends it a whole lot quicker, because the first one I opened, this one, I forgot to put the nut in. I shook it for about 2 minutes and it still kind of plopped into the paint cup. So I dumped it out and put in the nut and redid it, and huge difference with all of about 15 seconds of extra shaking with the nut in there. But again, the stuff sprays great. It looks good, and it dries really fast too. That's from earlier. So I just thought I'd do this for anybody that's considering it or didn't even know that they had some colors out. That's what they are. If you can use them, go ahead and get them. I really like Stynylrez. It's a great primer. Anyway, hopefully this helps you. And if it doesn't, well, hopefully it makes you decide that you're just going to be able to get by with the existing Stynylrez colors of the gray and the black. Anyway, take care.